Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Interview with the Vaguru. I'm your host, the Vaguru, and today's topic is going to be on being a social media influencer. Who can be a social media influencer? Why is it important, and how can I get started? I am so excited about today's guest. She is a brand ambassador, she's a fashionista, and she has over 1 million followers on Instagram, and that is not easy to do. Please join me in welcoming my next guest, Brianna Francisco. I'm so happy to see you.
Happy to see you as well.
Thank you for saying that. So, are you excited about being here?
I'm very excited.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so you are the social media influencer. Yeah. You know, I've been following you for a while now, and I love all of your posts. So, tell the guests a little bit about where you're from, how many followers you have on Instagram, what is that you do. Just explain yourself a little more. I edified you, but do your thing.
So, my name is Brianna Francisco. I go by the alias of Brianna Amor, and I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I've been in Atlanta, though, for about 5 years, and it's been a long 5 years.
Okay, wonderful.
I started modeling, honestly, right after high school. I knew I didn't want to do college because I hated school, and so I decided to do, like, you know, Barbizon, John Casablanca, modeling schools, and eventually into bigger things.
Okay. So from modeling to becoming a social media influencer, which we all know that makes you who you are nowadays.
Yeah.
So how did you go from that to being a social media influencer? And talk about your career with being a social media influencer.
Well, honestly, the social media influencer thing just came about recently.
Okay.
Before, it was a joke. Nobody took that serious. People were like, oh, you want to be a model? You're like 5'3". So,
yeah.
It originally started for me doing music videos because I knew that was my avenue. I knew I was curvaceous. I knew that I would be able to still be able to model. Mm-hmm. And even though I don't have that Victoria's Secret statuette, I knew that I had a lane that I could fit in. So I started doing music videos. I was introduced to a really well-known video director.
Okay.
And from there, I did XXL Magazine, and I did a couple of other major publications. Mm-hmm. And with that, you plug in your social medias. So I had Facebook at the time, and I also had Twitter. And I ran out of space on Facebook, so I had to create 2 Facebook pages. Like, it was, it was insane. Okay. So it just seemed like at that time, whatever social media platform I was on, everybody would follow me on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what kind of content is on your social media platforms?
Thirst traps.
What is it? Explain, what is a thirst trap? If I don't know what a thirst trap is, like, what is a thirst trap?
So, I mean, again, I was doing music videos. Okay. So, obviously, my followers or my audience was more male-oriented. So, I had a lot of lingerie. You know, my parents were still following me, keep in mind. Okay. So, I wasn't spread eagle or none of that. But I was doing a lot of tasteful photos, bikinis, lingeries, things like that. And then Instagram popped up, right?
Yeah.
So once Instagram popped up, I said, you know what? Let me start following more people that I'm like, I don't know, that I'm
like inspired by.
And then I was like, okay, I want to be like that.
Right.
So I just, you know, slowly followed the blueprint. I was still working a 9-to-5, but I was still trying to figure out my niche.
That's really good. I like that you say you're still working a 9-to-5 because I think a lot of people get into this industry and think that it's going to just take off for them immediately.
Yeah.
And then they're disappointed, and then they say that this is something that is not realistic and you can't actually be a social media influencer, model, brand ambassador, and make money. So talk a little bit about how you're compensated. Like, how do you earn money in this industry?
Well, honestly, it took a while because I didn't know that people could get paid from being a brand ambassador or an influencer, right? Because, again, I come from the culture where you go to college and you work a 9-to-5 and that's it.
Okay.
So, but I just knew when I was working a 9-to-5, I was sick of it. Like, I was tired of clocking in. I was late every day. So it was just a matter of time they were going to get rid of me, right? But I had a job where I knew I was needed. Yeah. So therefore, I would be able to take off and go to Miami, and they're not going to fire me because I'm the only person that can do my job at where I was.
Yeah.
But in doing so, it gave me the freedom to go to casting calls, go to music videos, things like that. But really, it wasn't until a major company reached out to me and offered to pay me that I was like, wow, I could make $5,000 a month just from posting.
Yeah.
And so when their sister company reached out to me, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to raise the price.
Right. So the competitors started coming around, and you started understanding this is a real thing.
Yes. And then I started negotiating my prices. And I was able to, at one point, one company was like, okay, you can't work with this company if you're working with us. And it was like vice versa.
And that's called a?
It's just more so competitors. Like it was an upcoming company, so they didn't want you to be working with another company that's similar to it.
So like a non-compete
Yeah,
type of clause.
yeah.
And do you have to sign
Yes,
contracts for that?
You do have to sign contracts. I, however, went with whoever was paying the most.
Obviously.
And then they both came to me and they're like, okay, we can work with each other, so you can work with both of us.
Okay.
So I was like banking in like $20K a month.
Ooh, I love that. That sounds so fun.
It was lit.
And super lucrative.
Yeah.
So are you college educated?
I did go to some college.
Okay, so you
But I didn't finish.
Right. So the thing is, you can be a college woman.
Yeah.
You can be a career woman, and you can build your social media influence at the same time.
Absolutely. I mean, I will say that it is a lot harder now because the market is oversaturated.
Okay.
I mean, everybody wants to be an influencer.
For sure.
And
I mean, $20K a month. You just said. Now I'm like, do I want to do that?
Yeah, but now a lot of these companies, they know this. So what they're doing is they're underpaying a lot of people too, because there's so many girls that want to do it that they don't know their worth.
Yeah.
So they're willing to take a contract for $1,000 because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
But because I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like equipped. So
Yeah.
I don't just settle. I negotiate. If it doesn't work, we'll circle back in a year or so.
I like that.
Yeah.
And knowing your worth is so important in
Very.
today's social media climate
Yeah.
because of the saturation and everyone is so competitive and it's about who's the most beautiful, who has the best body. And we're all different and we all bring something different to an audience. And so that's why you have your crowd, I have my crowd and my followers. So talk a little bit about how you can maintain knowing your worth in this industry.
I think that honestly, you just have to really believe in yourself. Like whatever it is, if you're a gymnast or if you're a trainer or if you do hair, whatever it is, you really, really have to go hard for yourself.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna go hard for you like you. And sometimes it might look like madness, it might look like crazy to other people, but if it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. I mean, along the way, I've been called all types of things, like, oh, she's a hoochie and she dresses so provocatively, but I was able to quit my day job and do something I passionately love.
Yeah.
So I think that as long as you have like that gumption and you feel strongly about something, you should go for it. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
It doesn't matter.
No.
And you have over 1 million followers.
1.2.
Exactly 1.2 million followers. So that's a lot of criticism.
Every day.
How do you handle that kind of judgment and making sure that your mind is still, safe?
To be honest, a lot of the judgment comes from men.
Okay.
Women are very more so like curious about, oh, did you have surgery? Like, who's your doctor? Or, like, I love your outfit. What size are you wearing? Men are more like, you're a whore. You're a gold digger. And I'm like, where on earth does it say that?
Yes.
But they have this preconceived notion or think they know me and they don't. So
who is the majority of your followers? Is it men or is it women?
it's definitely men.
It's definitely men.
Yes.
So they are the ones who are doing the most judgment,
Yeah.
but they're the ones watching the most.
Yes.
So why do you think that is?
I think men love what they can't have. So I also think I think
They
that.
do.
But they also they're infatuated. So I mean, I feel like I give them the girl next door, but I also give them Vixen, and they like that. They want to hate it, but they can't hate it. So it's like one of those things that is just like, bitch.
Yeah.
But they're like, ooh. So it's like, I don't know. To me, I'm still shocked that I have the following that I have. Every day it's growing.
I'm not shocked.
I know.
Every
to
time
me,
you post something, I'm like,
I
yes.
know. You're like my biggest cheerleader.
You look so amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so keep on doing what you're doing. So for someone who wants to become a social media influencer, how do you get started? How would you recommend someone just start? Not necessarily the way you did, but base level.
I will say right now in this day and age, you have to know your lane for sure. Like a lot of people will say they're into, let's say, hair, and they're promoting something else.
Okay.
A lot of times people pages are private because they don't want their family to see it or their coworkers to see it, and it's like you're like, what are you doing? So you have to be realistic with yourself. You have to know your lane. You have to stay in it, and you have to strongly believe in it, because
if you don't, why else are you here? You know,
Right.
if you don't believe in yourself, who else will?
Right.
If you're trying to do credit, you should be showing your work ethic. You know,
What's
lot of
credit?
like credit scores or like things like
okay.
that. Like people will say, I do this, but then they don't have the backup or
Yeah.
they're not showing. So it's like you have to be consistent and you have to show the work and you have to show whatever it is that you're trying to sell.
Got it. So I'm in my lane.
Yeah.
But there's a million other people in my lane.
Yeah.
How do I get to the front of the lane? How do I stand out?
I mean, honestly, everybody's going to do the same thing you're doing.
Okay.
It's just all about who likes you. Because at the end of the day, I could sell hair, but you could sell hair and the way you market it is way better than how I do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or different.
It's different.
It's different.
Yeah, so marketing plays a big part. Knowing your audience, definitely being innovative. And I honestly feel like the blueprint. If you follow a hair brand that is really successful and they're good, follow everything they're doing.
Okay.
And put your own little spin or twist to it.
Got
That's
it.
all I can say.
Yeah.
Like,
So choose maybe your top five
yeah.
favorite pages
Yeah.
or platforms and just mimic it in a sense.
Mimic it in a sense and make it your own.
Yeah.
But still, don't steer away from the blueprint.
Right. And I think it's really important to make it your own.
Yeah.
Don't try to be like someone else that you see. Don't try to sound like them. Don't try to dress like them.
Right.
Don't try to look like them.
Right.
Because everyone's going to be attracted to something different. Same
Exactly.
product, something different.
Right.
So it's really important to be you.
Right, but you know, again, too, like, I know sometimes you see in the media blogs, like, a fashion designer's like, Kim Kardashian stole this or that. It's like so many things have been done over and over again, too, that it's kind of hard to be original. But I feel like if somebody didn't pick up your work and they see somebody else's, that just means you didn't work hard enough. You know what I mean? Because that person's work got seen before yours, right? So it's like you got to go back to the drawing board and, like, make it better, you know? So, I mean, that's pretty much, I don't know.
So I need to get in your business a little bit. We all want to know this bodacious body, this beautiful face, this banging personality.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Very single. And ready to
What is
mingle.
what's very mean?
Well, let me say I'm single, but right now I'm not really in a mental space of being available, if that makes sense.
Can you go into that a little further?
Yeah, I mean, so I've been single for about 2 years, but I have been dating, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm the toxic one or if I attract toxic. I think I think it's both.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure it out.
Toxic is in.
I know, but the thing is that it's in, but there's no longevity with that. So
Gotcha.
I'm looking for longevity. I'm getting older. I would like a little bit of toxic, but there's got to be a balance.
Okay. There does have to be a balance.
And unfortunately for me, it's all the way.
So have you been in a relationship since you've been a social media influencer within the time span of your career?
Yeah, I've been in one relationship.
Okay. How is it being a social media influencer, dressing the way that you do, being the brand ambassador for the brands that you represent? How do the men that you date feel about that?
Well, my ex-boyfriend, he more so didn't want me going out to the clubs.
Okay.
But he loved the fact that I was making my own money and, you know, I was able to do what I do because it's like being a businesswoman.
It is absolutely being a
respected.
businesswoman.
Yeah, he respected a lot. But I encounter a lot of men that don't take it seriously. They think it's a joke. Or some of them are just intimidated because they're like, this girl, she attracts so much attention. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
jealousy, insecurity.
yeah, but I'm like one of those people, like, when I'm all about you, I'm all about you.
Yeah.
Until you give me a reason not to.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of times men are just blinded by everything else that they don't even try to, it's like surface level almost all the time.
Yeah.
They don't dig deeper because they feel like I'm going to either break their heart or, I don't know.
Yeah. They have concerns.
Yeah, so dating is definitely hard for sure.
It's hard for everyone, regardless of what industry you're in.
Yeah, I know.
We just all need to be better people.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So how much longer do you think that you're going to be in this social media influencer
As
life?
long as I can. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, if I could do this till I'm 60, I'll do it. Because, I mean, I feel like people follow me. They've been following me for years.
Yes.
So whether it be my own business or for another company, I'll be more than happy to do it because I know that I can sell something to somebody. I could sell water to a whale.
Yeah. And,
So-
you know, your followers will grow with you.
Exactly.
And you will change what it is that you're branding and what you're talking about based
Exactly.
on the phase of life that you're in, and people will love you and appreciate that and totally be loyal to you, you know, for that reason. So what does the future look like for you?
Well, eventually I want to do more TV, more radio, maybe be a host. I also want to try doing my own clothing line. I feel like if I'm selling other people's stuff, why not sell my own?
Absolutely.
Or sell some type of product. But I'm a perfectionist, so I don't believe in just doing something. Like, it has to be done right, or I won't do it at all, which is kind of like a gift and a curse, but
I understand.
yeah. So yeah, that would be my predominantly
Like
idea.
future, like next 5-year plan.
Yes,
Got
absolutely.
it. Do you think that you will stay in Atlanta? Do you love the city? Is it great for your business and your dating life and your social life? Like, how's the city working for you?
I honestly don't know. I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. I think Atlanta is a very beautiful place to be if you have something going for yourself. Aside from modeling and my dog, my family's not here either.
Yeah. So you're here by yourself. You're out here.
So, and then the dating, so there's a lot of like cons.
Okay.
But then there are I'm like one of those people. I love simplicity, and I like a schedule, and I don't like change too much. Like, if I stay in an apartment, or I like to stay there.
Yeah.
Because I love comfort. But I know nothing grows out of being comfortable. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be opposed to moving. And if I were, it'd probably be Houston, the next spot.
I've never been to Houston.
I know, we should go.
We should definitely go.
I know.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
If you were to get in a relationship,
Yeah.
and it was the man of your dreams, and he said, I love you, and I want to be with you, and I want to give you everything you want, but I don't want you to be in this space of being a social media influencer, showing your body, and this career path, what would you say?
No.
You would say no.
Wait, what?
You would say no to him. Because this is important, because this
Okay.
is very realistic. This can happen. A lot of men are uncomfortable with it, for their own reasons. You know what I mean? So, I mean, other men are, in a sense, lusting after you. You did say thirst trap in the beginning of the interview. Looking at your body, wanting you, having desire for you.
Yeah.
And he may not want that for his wife. So how do you handle a situation
Well,
like that?
wife is different, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm somebody's wife, I'm definitely going to respect my husband's wishes.
Okay.
But he also has to know this is who he met when, you understand what I'm saying? So obviously there will be some terms and things like that, but
Yeah.
I take love very seriously. I don't know about anybody else, but
Yeah.
if I find my person,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to buckle down and be like, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Because, he's doing everything that I would want in a man. So, yeah, it will probably be a battle, but I will respect his wishes just like I would hope he respect mine. So
Right. And you're so beautiful. You don't necessarily need to be ambassadors for those particular brands. You could shift, have your followers. You're doing something different. They're going to love you anyway because of that loyalty.
Exactly.
So just know you can always do whatever you want. It's about breed, the person, the woman, the personality.
Right.
It's not about the body, even though it's banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think, too, like, when you get in situations, you adapt, right?
Yeah.
And if you keep doing the same repetitive things and it's not working, change isn't that bad. So I would definitely make changes for my person, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's important as a woman to change the way they look to be more popular or to make more money?
Well, I personally think you should change how you look if you are uncomfortable with something.
Yes.
I don't think you should do it for money. I think that if you, let's say, you don't like your butt, your ass is flat, you've been complaining about it since you were, I think you should change it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should change anything for money or for people because people change.
Yeah.
Opinions change.
Yes.
Like, right now, everybody wants to be thin, right? And then, like, in 5 years, everybody wants to be thick.
Yeah.
So I feel like everybody should stay in their lane and, like, embrace who they are, but if there's some tweaking you want to do, you should do that too. For you, though.
For you.
Not for the world, not for everybody, simply for you.
Because it's a confidence thing.
Yeah, and you have to look at yourself in the morning, not the social media,
Yeah.
not the world. It's you at the end of the day. So I don't believe in changing yourself for people, but I do believe in changing yourself for you.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
Bree, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. This was so fun.
I know, this was really fun. I want to know where we can find you, so I need you
Okay.
to give us your social media platforms
Got
and
you.
where we can find you.
Okay, I got you. So my Instagram is Brianna Amor. That's BriannaAmor. It's Brianna Amor for love. And all my social medias are that. It's the same thing for Twitter. And TikTok is a Brianna Amor _ or one or the other. I barely go on there. I'm too old.
We can find you.
Yeah. But yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me and Brianna Amor, interview with the Vaguru. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye. You guys like that?
Good at what I do. I'm OMW. Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way.
Okay.